Hey guys, it's Dylan Mix One. I'm here for a cinema chat on The Dark Knight Rises. Now, I'm going to quickly explain to you what a cinema chat is. It's basically where I talk about big releases, what are coming out, and say if I'm excited or I'm not, and say why I am or not excited for the movie. And I'm here for The Dark Knight Rises. Now, this is the first ever cinema chat I'm doing, and the second cinema chat I will do is about The Amazing Spider-Man. Now let's get to it now. I have to quickly go through the previous films of Christopher Nolan and before I get onto The Dark Knight Rises now I like Christopher Nolan. I liked what he did with Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Now if Batman Begins, I like the story what it did with it. You know, we got a lot more story than Tim Burton. I've always liked Christopher Nolan's Batman more than Tim Burton's. You know, you get a bit more story of Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins, and you know, you get to see more of Bruce Wayne's story. But I have to say the action was the downfall of that movie. It wasn't the best action, but The Dark Knight was a movie which was a bit more different to Batman Begins. It didn't have the story what Batman Begins had, but it definitely had the action what Batman Begins didn't have, and it was the most talked about movie. The Dark Knight was when it was out that year. It was the most talked about movie, and you know, The Dark Knight Rises definitely looks like it's Batman Begins and The Dark Knight put together in one this time. You know, like The Dark Knight, you had the action, but you missed the story. Batman Begins, it had the story but missed the action. So The Dark Knight Rises looks like it has everything in the whole package. Now, I liked all his villains what he's done with Batman. You know, I liked Ra's al Ghul. I liked him. He grasped what Ra's al Ghul was really well. And Christopher Nolan's Two-Face was freaking amazing. You know, his Two-Face is like his own Two-Face because he didn't do the comic book version like Tim Burton, like hell goofy and stuff. He did his own Two-Face and like real serious. And he went on a whole different story with Two-Face, like. He made the Joker be the reason why he got burnt on the face, not like this guy chucking alcohol at Two-Face's face in the comic book. So I like what he did there as well. You know, he can do comic book characters, but create him in his own kind of way without ruining Batman at all. The Joker's probably the best villain he's done so far. Like Heath Ledger, everyone's been going on about that performance of Heath Ledger, just like how he did Joker and how he was like Joker, best Joker he's ever done and stuff. So everyone's been talking about Batman after he did the Joker. You know, he's got a lot more fans now. You know, not much people talking about Batman Begins, but a lot more people talking about The Dark Knight because of just that one Joker performance. Now let's get on with The Dark Knight Rises. You know, I need to definitely talk about one thing, what's been going around in discussion about will The Dark Knight Rises be Avengers or Avatar in the box office. Now, I'm going to tell you my opinion. I think that it will, because I think everyone gets what Christopher Nolan is now from all his previous movies. You know, for The Dark Knight, they loved it, and I think they want to see what's going to happen next in the story just in the cinema. And, you know, even without Batman series, you know, he did great in the movies, Inception and stuff. He's always done good movies, Christopher Nolan. Oh, sorry guys, got a cough a bit, eh? But you know, I think everyone knows what Christopher Nolan is all about, and you know, Batman, The Dark Knight Rises has been definitely talked about more than Avengers and more anticipated. So I think that will do better than Avengers, and I think it'll break records. I think it'll be better than Avatar. I think it'll do great records in box office. I think it will sell good. But now I need to say why I am excited for The Dark Knight Rises. Now first I need to talk about Bane and Catwoman. Now Bane looks a bit too short. That's my opinion, but I think that he'll bulk up when he gets the Venom, and you know, it's not much of a problem. He looks fine in the trailers, but he just looks a bit short, but still, it's not much of a big problem. I think he'll bulk up when he gets Venom into him. But now Catwoman, you know, she doesn't look problem at all. I wouldn't complain much if I saw Anna Hathaway doing Catwoman. She, you know, she does the whole sexy thing and all that, and she acts Catwoman really well, but she does look a bit skinny for the role. But besides that, she still looks great, and I won't complain about that. But now this movie also has Ra's al Ghul, and it has young Ra's al Ghul. And from what we see from the trailers, we definitely do see a bit of story. Like it shows a bit clips from Batman Begins, so it might have a bit of story from Batman Begins. And I think the story with Batman Begins is going to relate to Ra's al Ghul a bit. And I don't mind Ra's al Ghul. I've always liked his Ra's al Ghul. And I think that it'll be cool, you know, to see what they do with the young Ra's al Ghul in this movie as well. And You have to talk about the trailers now. The first trailer, teaser trailer, was seriously a teaser trailer. It teased me and it wanted me to see more. You see this little conversation going on, and then you see this glimpse of Bane. Then you see this building just getting destroyed, falling down. Great visuals. It was seriously a great teaser trailer. But then trailer 2 comes out, and that's probably the best trailer I've seen in my lifetime. I think that Christopher Nolan should have left it at there. No trailer 3 or nothing. He should have left it at that, but he definitely did bring out more trailers. Trailer 2 is just so great because, tension just builds until it explodes. And it's a really fast-paced trailer, and it definitely got me hooked to The Dark Knight Rises. But then trailer 3 comes out, and it's a lot more slow-paced. I think that it might have, because people, after trailer 2, you get the vibe that this movie's going to be really fast-paced, and trailer 2 is really slow, so it might have diverted a few fans from going to see it now. But you know what? I'm still going to see it. I like trailer 3, but some people do like fast-paced movies, and seeing a slow trailer might set them off from going to see it in cinema. But trailer 3 was still good. It gives you a bit more story than the second trailer. The second trailer is flat out, and this trailer gives you a bit more story, but it still has a few scenes in there, like it shows you a glimpse of the Batwing, which looks freaking amazing. Trailer 3, I liked it, but MTV Movie Awards showed a clip as well. I'm not going to complain about that because, MTV always shows clips at their show. There was The Dark Knight. It shows a bit more story of Anne Hathaway and a bit more clips about Bane as well. You know what? It was generally great. It was like trailer 3, a bit more slower, but still, it was a good trailer. It didn't set me off from going to see Batman at all. And then we get the prologue. Now, the prologue, I did watch a bad version, but still, it looks like a great beginning. It shows this big reveal of Bane. It shows this hell awesome action scene with a plane tumbling everywhere. It generally did look amazing. It was great. I liked it, but I did watch a bad version of it though. I'll just say that much. I just want to talk about a few things what I left out of the movie. It's basically comic book. I have read the comic books. I'm going to review the movie as it is, but I feel like that Christopher Nolan is trying to get off this project as fast as possible because he's leaving a lot of things out of the comic book. Now, this movie is meant to have Mr. Freeze, Penguin, Firefly, Mad Hatter, Joker, Two-Face in this movie, because there's a scene in this movie which he is going to do where prisoners get stay out of prison, because Bane's not as dumb as Joker. From just the trailers you can see that Bane's going to be a better villain than the Joker, because you can see his intelligence, you can see his physical strength as well. Just in this movie you're going to see that, because he's a lot more smarter than Joker. He's not going to fight Batman one-on-one. He's going to let out all the prisoners, and but instead of just letting out all the prisoners, he lets out villains in the comic, and it really it's really sad to say this, but that Christopher Nolan's not going to do this in the movie. It sucks because Batman's meant to get all his villains and fight them one-on-one before he fights Bane, because he'll get tired when he fights Bane. So Bane's really smart, and it really sucks because that would have been freaking amazing seeing Batman fight Joker, Two-Face, Firefly, Mad Hatter, Mr. Freeze and Penguin. But the problem is, if he wanted Mr. Freeze and Penguin to be in this movie, he would have to do a separate movie entirely just to get those two characters in this movie. And, he skipped that whole phase of the story just to quickly end the Batman story where he's all done. He wants to get off this project fast, which I think, but I'm just really sad that he's left a few things out of the comic. But still, I review the movie as it is. I'm generally excited for it. I like what he's done with Bane and Catwoman. There's a few flaws with him, but still, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great movie. That's my cinema chat of The Dark Knight Rises. Please subscribe. See you later.